Ready to fight gods and the undead with a gun and an axe? Souls-like style? Flintlock The Siege of Dawn is mixing things up with a deadly combo. This game promises fast-paced action, exploration, and a touch of magic. But is it a worthy successor to the Soulsborne formula? Let's find out. Hey everyone, it's me again, Tenlow. Let's start by breaking down the gameplay, since that's the main attraction for this game. First off, the combat is a blast. Mixing guns and axes? Surprisingly fun. It's like they took a ton of things I liked about the Souls-like games and added a kick-ass gun to the mix. Sure, it took a minute to get used to, but once I did, I was hooked. There's something really satisfying about chopping down enemies with an axe and then interrupting their attacks with a gunshot and then keeping that attack chain going. Now let's talk about exploring. There are some stunning views you can find, but the level design is okay at best. There are little platforming sections sprinkled throughout the game, but there's nothing special. Finding your way around can be a bit of a pain sometimes, and I swear, because of the confusing level design at times, I spent way too long trying to figure out where to go next. Leveling up in Flintlock is a bit of a grind. Gotta do quests, kill stuff, and explore to earn reputation, which is basically your XP. It's a snowball. Starts off slow, and as you go, you start to feel more powerful as you upgrade, but it would be nice instead of using reputation as both experience to level up, upgrade your gear, and as a currency to buy cosmetics. I would have liked it better if the cosmetics required a different resource to purchase them, or if you could have earned them as a reward from quests. That way I could justify actually getting them, because there were times where I wanted some, but I wanted to save that reputation for leveling up my character or upgrading my gun or my axe. So the world of Flintlock is this weird mix of fantasy and steampunk. It's got this medieval vibe, but with a sprinkle of magic. I mean, you've got the undead, some floating islands, and people running around with guns and axes. Overall, the world of Flintlock is interesting enough to keep you exploring, but it's not going to blow your mind. It's a good backdrop for the combat and the story, but it's not the star of the show. Alright, let's talk about the story. It's your classic good versus evil setup with a dash of medieval flavor. The main characters, Nora and Anki, have decent chemistry, and there are a few plot twists that kept me interested, but let's be honest, the story isn't the main draw here. It's more of a vehicle to get you from one explosive set piece to the next. The general premise of the game is that Nora finds herself in a desperate siege at the gates of the afterlife called Dawn, in order to kill the gods. After a mishap, Nora finds herself lucky to be alive, having been rescued by a god named Anki. They quickly become partners and set off on a quest to kill one specific god, who in particular is a menace to the world. That's a dumbed down version, trying to not give spoilers here, but there you go. As for the world building, it's decent, and there's the interesting mix of magic and technology that creates a unique atmosphere, but it's not something that will blow your mind. It's like the world building is here to support the gameplay rather than being the central focus. Honestly, I would have liked it had they gone into more detail, because the premise was a good idea. It just didn't have a lot there for those who were really interested. I mean, there were a few little papers you could discover here and there, but they didn't really add much. The visuals in Flintlock are a bit of a roller coaster. Some areas look really good, with impressive lighting and character models, but then there are the other parts that look a bit dated, especially when you look closely at textures and the character animations. Overall, though, I would say about a 7 out of 10. The sound design is a mixed bag, too. The gunshots and explosions are pretty good, but can be a bit buggy. The voice acting, for the most part, was pretty good, especially for Nora and Anki, but again, there were some points where the audio for some of the voices, not Nora and Anki, seemed like they were turned down in comparison to the rest, so I had a hard time hearing, though. Overall, the audio presentation is serviceable, but doesn't really stand out. It's good enough to get the job done, but it's not going to blow you away. So there you have it, Flintlock The Siege of Dawn. It's a game that shows promise, but it's not without its flaws. The combat is a blast once you get past the initial slog, and the world building is unique, with a few memorable moments. The story is serviceable, but it could have been more impactful. As for the ending, it ends on a satisfying note, but I couldn't help but feel a bit empty afterwards. Overall, Having an epilogue would have tied up loose ends and left me feeling more fulfilled with the ending. But overall, Flintlock is a solid game that offers a fun and engaging experience. It's not going to redefine the genre, but it's definitely worth checking out if you're looking for something that will ease you into the Souls-like genre. What do you think about Flintlock? Let me know in the comments below, hit that like button if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe for more gaming content.